Hear me in the World Vibes Radio. Why they my use ya? Not take no talkie. Be careful of some places where you walk. Some no know God, them no read Bible. Then we shoot you down with them rifle. Do not bring no guns, come to town. It's World Vibes, tell them leave that at home. Them better bring love, come to town. It's I say spread the joy around. World Vibes Radio. Not taking this, you know. Let's go and teach your youth them. Play some good music, educate them.
Now this is Prophecy, the Judge General out of Jamaica. And whenever I'm on the highways, going through the byways, I always stay in tune to Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. I swear and I honor that I'll find a way to enlighten my people so they can make it through their days. Cause I don't want to see nobody banks, body banks.
Bless them. Burning fire never ends down. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. I'm forward, pull up that. Black people, keep your heads up. Empire Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never ends down. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. Hey, it's not the one bag of vanity narding, animosity narding, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba narding, backstab another vampire evil lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart, pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding on the smart. Listen to the children speak the word and shine the light in the dark, yeah. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity me used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. Simplicity me used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Yeah. Avoid your anger, God for pause. Praise Rastafari and live a worthy cause. Give us all the blessing, give us all reward to help the poor and find it easy when them find it hard. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive. I shall live and love your life. Keep doing what you're doing, don't you grumble. See what you sow is what you reap, so be humble. Know what you're doing, you never stumble. Burn down Rome, I side them crumble. Lead the way with the word that I speak. Never must you stray, praise the King in the east. Oh, I know you teach, I am not rich. Oh, yeah. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes.
I Lego this year one.
Just organize and centralize my people because Babylon now instill malicious and grudge upon my people now. You see the dirty lifestyle. There's nothing in them system of which they create all around. They criticize their own hydrant, yeah, they would catch at a straw if they were to drown. They're not different from those scrolls and Pharisees who come around. They lurks in the corners, skylarks on the streets, flirts in the towns. They never do positive, they find out joy making people business around. I dance a yard before you dance abroad. The high priest tell you that I knew them from God and go get good ways. True grace, softly perch we pass a young gate. Good ways, it give you long days. Now take no bribe from not a screw face. Go get good ways, good grace. Perch we pass a young gate. You have some good ways, it give you long days. Oh, what do you say? I tell you now, may I wait your downfall. Figure about talk. Yo, what is that? Greater joy, I come, me son, you a figure. Have a donkey job, won't fill off. Aye, when Babylon City, I go down to Puganda, where them spread becomes a dagger to them heart. Hey, things say them have a secret. The baby reveal it, so them a walk witchcraft out. So them better, so them a close in. Contempt the youth, them where they pass. Every man is equal, Rastafari say. Try not on the ungodly part. God and go get to good ways. Long days, birds be pass at young gates. What about your good ways? It give you length of days. Yo, know you taste how you medicine they taste. Joe Bush and anything else where fi come and must be rubbish and trash. Aye, every day that them practice the same thing they never yet know when to stop. Full up a bad mind. Then I want make you want to see your brother drop. Go and have some good ways, true grace. First before you pass I and get go and have some good ways. It give you long days. Oh, now them chase out the medicine that taste. Long days, now let go King Selassie, you no screw face. Good ways, it give you length of days. Now take no bribe from no screw face. Just have some good ways, it give you length of days. Oh, this I want a true fight. I tell you now, there's nothing in the system that they'll create around. Oh, the critics.
I Lego this one.
Glory, hallelujah, hallelujah, oh Most High God. Glory be to the Most High God, hallowed be thy name. King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I'll ascribe to you dominion, power and grace. For all the years and years to come, you'll always be the same. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul today. I look around the world today, oh God, and you will see Pharisees and backbiters taking up in vanity. But I know you control my destiny, and from you all blessings flow. From yesterday, even today, and tomorrow. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul today. My heart is willing, my flesh is weak, but still, oh God, I seek to walk your way, your holy way. I pray my soul you keep. Though my enemies encamp at me, I know I will stand forevermore under your banner and for always in your hand. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away.
celestial shore. 'Cause you've been working till you can't work no more to make your soul secure. Yes, you've been praying every day and night that Father Jaja will just shine his light. And though the heathen them are broken by, you see that deep upright. Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? All right. Now tell me, brother, is your conscience free? And are you living for eternity? Are you loving humanity, serving the Almighty? Now, sister, tell me if your hands are clean. You take a dip in at the healing stream. The Rastafari, you today find the scene. I stole and grin. Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? All right. Yes. Put a little love in your heart and put joy in your mind and your thoughts, and that will take you across. Ooh. Aye. Are you prepared to meet that God and King? Are you prepared to meet that Jah? All right. Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? Are you ready for the Gideon? Children of Zion. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll climb any mountain, swim the deepest sea, searching for my love that was prepared for me. How is it taking so long? Ooh, this so long gone. Why can't I be the man I wanna be when Jah has ordained that I should be free? Well, we not lose. It's the Father's road I choose. Though friends may let me down, Jah will let me wear His crown. Yeah, we not lose. It's the Father's road I choose. Though friends may let me down, Jah will let me wear His crown. Are people so bad? Why you're living so sad in this world of a fantasy? They don't want to see reality. It is taking so long. When they live as one, God has given everything for you and me. We don't lose. It's the Father's road I choose. The friends made it tie down. Jah will let me wear His crown. Yeah, we don't lose. It's the Father's road I choose. The friends made it tie down. Yes, Jah let me wear His crown. Yeah, what glory it will be when my Savior I will see. What glory it will be dwelling up in ecstasy. Glory it would be when the children of Jah will see victory. Glory.
prophecy. Knowing victory is mine, it's only a matter of time. Why is it taking so long? When will this battle be won? I've been working hard for thee, oh Lord. When will I get my reward? We know it's the Father's road I choose. The friends may let me down, Jah will never let me down. We know
I Lego this one, yeah.
Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Well, just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them if them remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. See I, some man a sing bout, how them boss love bout, then forget Jah and put them woman up front. There's a time and a place for everything. Whoa. See them a talk about how them fire them gun, and I talk about how them boss got lean. But I don't have no time to mingle and sing, cause I say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell the mass if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Yeah, just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell the mass if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Diaspora Connection, featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua, and we are coming in to you live from New York at the new time slot. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday. We used to be 9 to 11 p.m., but now we're switching it to 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And I know in Jamaica now we're 1 hour. New York is 1 hour ahead of you, so Jamaica is receiving this now at 6 p.m. It is now 6:31 in Jamaica. I want to welcome you all to the program. For those of you who are new to us, what we do here, as you're listening to Luciano in the background, the Kabbalah man, the messenger. That's right. As he said, all I'm here to do is to remind the people about Jah. My name is Joshua, and I've been a student of the Kabbalah, which is the ancient Israelite wisdom, for the last 17 years. Raised as a Christian, as most Jamaicans were, I found the teachings of Kabbalah 17 years ago. Or I should say, the teachings found me. And having been a Bible student very early in my life, and a practitioner of Christianity, I realized that as I learned the scriptures, that the Creator would one day use me to teach. So that is why we're here. We're here to expose and to raise the level of awareness of the ancient Israelite teachings known as the Kabbalah. Kabbalah is the science that the religion of Judaism is based on. Many of us know about Judaism, and many of us know Judaism as the religion of laws, what to do and what not to do. Well, what Kabbalah teaches you is that this world is built upon a framework of cause and effect. And there are certain laws that are in place, and they are immutable. And what the Creator was doing to Israel, or for Israel, when he laid down what is considered the laws in the Old Testament, was teaching Israel how the universe is designed. And if they want to live a successful life, what things they should do, and what things they should not do to avoid chaos. Basically, that is what it is. But then came along Christianity, because the early church fathers wanted to replace Moses, which was the main character in the Old Testament, I should say, at least the 5 books of Moses. They wanted to replace Moses with their own superhero, which is Yeshua, otherwise known as Jesus of Nazareth. But what we're here to tell you today is that Jesus himself was a Kabbalist, and all of his teachings are in complete alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. However, all the teachings of Christianity are not. And from time to time, you'll hear me say that. From time to time, you'll hear me use one of the quotations from the New Testament, specifically Romans 8:19, where Paul says, "For all creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God." The Zohar, which is the principal text of Kabbalah, tells us that the sons of God are those who seek to know the Creator in a particular manner. In other words, the ones that want to learn his secrets, to lift up the hood of the engine, to understand how it works, to learn the secrets and to become a partner with the Creator so that this world can be the paradise it was intended to be. That is why Paul said that all creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Because the sons of God, as Jesus was, and in fact, during his time, all the Kabbalists were known as sons of God. Because of that very same reason, that they wanted to know the secrets. A lot of Christians don't know about the great Rabbi Akiva, great Israelite sage and Kabbalist during the 2nd century, who had 24,000 students, and they were all Kabbalists. And in order to be one of Rabbi Akiva's students, you had to know how to raise the dead. Yes, you had to know how to raise the dead. And that is documented, my friends. It is documented in the old Jewish writings. But as a Christian, raised as a Christian, you would not know about those writings. You wouldn't know about the Talmud. You would not know about the Mishnah or the Midrash. But as a student of Kabbalah, you learn to take into account all of this body of wisdom and knowledge so that you can get a more complete picture of what is happening, what the Creator's true intention was, and how mankind can regain their power. Regain their power because, my friends, look at the world. I know a lot of people feel helpless. But all throughout the Old Testament, when you read it, the Creator wanted Israel to be special. And that's why he gave them secrets. Now, who is Israel? Israel are those who follow the laws of the Creator. Period. No matter where you're born or who your mother is. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you different. And I want to welcome to our program tonight Raquel Marcia, who is one of our Kabbalah for Jamaicans within the Kabbalah for Jamaicans community, who herself has been studying for the last 14 years. Good evening, Raquel.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, my friend. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, man. I tell you.
Hmm.
So that is why we're here. And there are many others, other Jamaicans, in Jamaica itself, as well as outside, that study this wisdom. And we have formed the Kabbalah Learning Center of Jamaica. We don't have a site yet in Jamaica, but our first bookstore was in Mandeville. And our sister Patrice McKenzie, who lives in Williamsfield, had the very first Kabbalah bookstore in Jamaica. Our mission is as follows: to raise the level of awareness amongst all Jamaicans in and out of Jamaica about the wisdom of Kabbalah and the Zohar, and how they can begin to live their lives more fulfilling, more successful, with much more abundance, much more health, and much more protection. Because God knows we need protection out there today. And the type of protection we're talking about is angelic forces, a force field that is built around you because of you vibrating at a much higher frequency through the study of Kabbalah, through the reading of the Zohar, through listening to the Torah on Shabbat, and just by following the laws, the universal laws of cause and effect, and tapping into the secrets that the Creator has given us of how to live a more fulfilled life. You will learn about the holidays, the Israelite holidays, which are cosmic openings, whereby you can gain and tap into certain specific energies of blessings that will last you an entire year. You will learn about Kabbalistic astrology, the 12 signs of the zodiac, which Christianity teaches is of the devil. Didn't they know that Abraham, the first astrologist, was the one who named all the planets and gave us the Hebrew letters that were responsible for the creation of the planets and the zodiac, the astrological system? That was Abraham, Father Abraham. Yet Christianity tells us that that is of the devil. You see, they do not understand, and they fear that which they don't understand. Again, Jesus was a Kabbalist, and all of his teachings are in complete alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. We decided to change our time to make it 2 hours earlier to possibly tap into a different audience. Yes? Also, can I promise myself I need to start to go to bed a little earlier, so I wanted to shift it 2 hours earlier so I can possibly get to bed by 10 p.m. at night. But yes, we have a website. It is www.kabbalahforjamaicans.com. That's KABBALAH, the number 4, and Jamaicans, JAMAICANS, KabbalahforJamaicans.com. And so we'll be here every Tuesday and Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, so that's 6 to 8 p.m. in Jamaica. And on Tuesday nights, Tuesday nights and Sunday night, we have a 30-minute Zohar reading, pure Zohar reading that is sponsored by the Kabbalah Center through a Zoom link, which is considered the Zohar channel. The same Zohar link, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can log on to that or connect to that Zoom, and you can hear the Zohar being read in the original language of Aramaic and with the English translation. Sometimes even Spanish or French, depending on which people are on the call. But you will always hear it in Aramaic, and you'll hear it in English or in a different language. Now, a person may say, but me not understand Aramaic. Aramaic is a dialect of Hebrew. The Hebrew letters, the 22 Hebrew letters, is where the magic resides. That's where the power is, in the language, in the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet. 22 forces of creation. Consider the DNA of creation. The Zohar tells us that before the Creator made anything, he created the 22 Hebrew letters. And from those 22 Hebrew letters, he made the Torah. And then when he wanted to actually create physicality, the Zohar tells us that he looked inside of the Torah, because the Torah was his blueprint. The Torah was his blueprint. The 5 books of Moses was his blueprint. But that person said, but how could he have looked into the Torah when it never happened yet? My friends, these are some of the things you must understand. That when we speak of spiritual matters, we cannot use our limited physical understanding to judge it or to even try and understand it. These forces are metaphysical, and it says that everything that is made is made from that which is, everything that is seen is made from that which is unseen. Again, these are the concepts and the principles that you will learn. As you begin to embrace this wisdom, I promise you, you will start to see your life change. You will begin to vibrate at a higher frequency. And as you vibrate at a higher frequency, you will begin to draw higher things to yourself. You will see your mindset changing. You will see your lifestyle changing. Because, again, once you embrace these teachings and you adjust your life to the laws of the universe, your life will change for the better. This is what will bring you out of the mud. This is what will bring Jamaica out of the mud. Imagine, we have the most churches. We're in the Guinness World Book of Records because we have the most churches per square mile than any other country in the world. The Guinness World Book of Records. That's a good place to be, but we have the most churches per square mile, yet we still find ourselves in the top 10 list of crime-ridden countries. And so many times the government has had to issue travel advisory for Jamaica. Those of you who live in Jamaica, you guys know what's going on, even when it's not even reported by the news. How effective are the churches if that is how the country still stay? Am I saying that Judaism is better than Christianity? What I'm saying is there's a lot of falsehoods in the way Christianity is presented. Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth, didn't come to change anything. He didn't come to establish anything new. He wanted to bring people back to the old ways with a new understanding. Every time he spoke to the Jews when they wanted to accuse him, he always pointed them back to the law of Moses. The laws of Moses. He says, what did the law of Moses say? But when the people took the laws too literally and forgot to love their neighbor as themselves, this was a new understanding he was bringing. And to help people to understand that the kingdom of God was within them and that we must look inward. Because the people were religious. They had a lot of spiritual knowledge, but they were religious about it. And they lacked love for one another. One great quality of this faith is that it will bring you together. It will bring us together, because look at the Jews. You ever see a set of people more together than them? Raquel, you ever see any other people so tight and willing to support one another?
Oh boy.
I mean, you know, I get even to a fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even to a fault.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, very nationalistic.
Oh boy. Sad.
And yet look at us as Jamaicans, raised under the Christian flag, as it were. We lack compassion for one another.
Yeah, 5 church on a block. They said Jamaica have the most churches per square mile than anywhere else.
That's it. And imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But what has it really done? Other than make people more judgmental of each other.
And create more division.
And create more division. Because them not really connect to the truth, you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a veneer.
Mm-hmm.
Just a surface. People go to church, then get all emotional, and then go back home the same way.
That's it. That's it.
And instead of knowing their Bible, they must say, Pastor say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? So they
And they
when
wait on the milk and honey in heaven.
yeah right, and for them thing is to die and go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
When Jesus himself say, "He who goes to heaven is he who first came from heaven." And if people examine that statement, if they examine that statement, if they think that heaven is their destination, you can only go there if you came from there. So that means it's not an issue. Life is not about living it to go to heaven. In fact, in Genesis chapter 3, when the Creator found out that Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, he said, "Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know both good and evil." So it was a good thing. Then he says, "Hopefully, they will eat also from the tree of life and then live forever." Right? Live forever. So that is God's intention. Not for man to live and die, but to live forever. But he told Adam, he said, "Look, from every tree you can freely eat, but from the tree of knowledge, the day that you eat thereof, you shall die." And it's true. If you have a consistent diet of the tree of life, the tree of knowledge of good and evil only, you will eventually die. But you have to incorporate the tree of life into your diet. You have to eat from the tree of knowledge, you know. You have to. Because you need to know good and evil. You need to know what is good for blessings and what to stay away from, what will bring chaos. We have to. But if we don't temper that with the tree of life, which is wisdom, which is the Zohar, which is the teachings of Kabbalah, if we don't understand those secrets and how to incorporate it into our lives, we will die. Don't you find your life is a lot richer with this wisdom, Raquel?
100%. 100%. And I can say that with conviction.
Give me an example.
You know, Kabbalah teaches that the best is to receive. And, you know, I was listening to David Gam today, and it made such an impression on me. I was hoping that Akash was on, because you came on the
call this morning.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me tell you something. You see, Joshua, he spoke about we are here to want everything. Not when you ask the Creator for health, that is not wanting anything. We are here to get every single thing. Health, wealth, love, everything, because that's what the Creator wants us to have right here, right now.
That's right.
And he spoke about ego and say, ego, why ego is bad, which we didn't even realize why ego is bad, is because ego make you want validation from one person. The Creator wanted to have validation from everybody. And you need to realize that it's not something that if you don't get it, it's okay. If you get it, it's okay. The wisdom with Kabbalah is just mind-blowing. I'm telling you. It just literally blows your mind.
Yep.
Because if you stop and really think, you know, and think of the Creator that we have, this Creator that, what do you call, God, whatever, you know, this force want us to have so much that we can't even comprehend. So that is why everybody know that I studied Christianity, not much, but went to church here and there and different church. As a Jamaican, I have families. I have the Jehovah's Witness, I have the Pentecostal in my family. But the difference, when I hear them talk, and I'm not judging anybody because that's not my place.
Right.
Never going to. But just the truth, it resonates so much with my soul. It is just the joy that I can't, honestly, it just want to bring the joy that I feel it's just like I honestly, I cannot even really explain it. What this has done for me, Marcia Morgan.
And the way it has changed you.
Life changing, man. Life changed. I look at things so different. I don't know if I told you that I lost my wallet on Monday.
No.
Everything. Credit cards, everything.
Whoa.
And last week. And usually, and I say, you know what, Creator? What did I do? Or what did I not do? And I say, I'm gonna get back the money or whatever, and they use a credit card, a debit card, whatever. But I said, you know what? Maybe this person is hungry. What did I do in a past life to bring this?
Yeah.
I would never, ever, ever have thought that way if it wasn't for the wisdom of Kabbalah.
Right. You took responsibility and you realized that it was a
Responsibility
sign for something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So this, I'm telling you, man, I can just go up on a mountaintop and scream and shout it.
It's very liberating.
Man,
it's very liberating.
Seriously, may I tell you, the impact that this has made, my relationships are different. How I deal with people different. And don't get me wrong, I have my days, I have my minutes,
of course.
When me cuss out somebody, I may get upset, but I still know. And now when I do it, I don't beat up on myself. I say, you know what, Creator? I'm still transforming.
Right.
I'm still a work in progress.
That's right.
And I know that this Creator that I serve, that love me so, not gonna carry me down in hell and burn me up forever because I curse or I make a mistake. And it's not even a mistake because everything is learning. Everything is,
that's right.
Getting to the next step.
That's right.
That's what it's about. Getting to the next step.
Yep.
I gave my shekel. I bought that org. I did my shekel there. I did it.
Good. Yeah.
I did it on my Kabbalah.com.
Good.
Because I know these things that I am doing.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing them.
The why.
I know I'm doing them.
Exactly. The why behind why you're doing it.
The why behind it.
And the benefit. You see, it's not religion anymore.
No,
you're doing it because of the benefit to you.
The benefit, my vessel know.
That's right.
So I'm going to do it. And because, yes, I am here to receive.
That's right.
And I have everything, the wisdom and the tools to use for this vessel here to receive.
That's right.
And receive everything.
Everything. Not limited, not small.
But no small.
Big,
not
everything.
Small.
You see? And Christianity teaches you to be satisfied with your lot in life.
Yeah.
Right? And you know why? Because again, as people of color, right, we were on the poor side of the scale. So they gave us that as a comfort, right? Our lives were not so pleasant, right? So don't worry, you'll receive your reward in heaven.
Right. You get $50, all right. So wait until you fly up to heaven.
Yeah. No, man, one thing I learned by, observing the Jews, boy, them, and you see, this is why, if you ask 10 people, okay, if they think that Jews are greedy, 7 out of 10 will tell you yes.
Yes.
Right? Because that's the perception, right?
Right.
That we have of them. They want for themselves. But you see, the secret behind that is that is how the vessel was created. The desire to receive for the self alone. And that is why the Creator went to the Jews, because they had the strongest desire to receive for the self alone. So by issuing his Torah to the people who had the strongest desire to receive for the self alone, right? The Torah is to transform that desire from to receive for yourself alone, to receive for the sake of sharing. That is a transformation that needs to take place. That's the whole secret. So it's only when I started to recognize that, now I began to understand them.
Yeah.
Right? And you allow the wisdom to transform you so that you can become altruistic.
Yep.
But it's okay to desire. It's okay to want more.
Of course,
You
we're
understand?
supposed to.
It's
We're supposed
you
to.
know, it's okay
We're
to want
supposed to.
more.
Yeah. I changed my conversation since I'm studying Kabbalah, because usually, why not? No, man, that's all right. No, don't say that. Don't say that.
That's right.
No, I'm not
Don't
settling
sell
for
yourself short,
that.
and don't settle for less.
No.
That's right.
And we have to be so careful what come out of our mouth.
All right. All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. No, you see, like I say, and this is why, you know, again, those of you listening, and I say I was raised a Christian, and when you hear me talk, I'm not lick out against Christianity, and I'm not I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but I will have to point out from time to time some of the teachings that are not helpful to us, and it blocks us from receiving. As Raquel said, the word Kabbalah literally means to receive. And Kabbalah teaches us that there's only two things that exist: the light force, which is an infinite source of giving, and the vessel, which is an infinite source of receiving.
That's it.
Right?
You and the light force. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Two things: the light force and the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Our job is to build our vessel so that we can contain the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
And depending on what type of vessel we create within ourselves, within our mind, will determine what and how we receive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you don't have much ambition, guess what? You're not gonna receive nothing. You're not going to receive anything. But guess what? If the children are not taught to have ambition, if they're not taught to desire, to have big desire, right? If they're taught to just be satisfied with what you have, then how can they become greater?
Yeah. Yeah. We as African American, Black, however,
Yeah.
what I call it, we need to get out of that mindset.
Out of that mind. That's slavery mindset.
Yes. Yes.
It's a slavery
Yes.
mindset. Check the Jew again, right? The Jew don't want to
Yes.
work for nobody,
Yeah.
He wants to have his own business.
His own.
He wants to have his own. And they learn and they know how to keep it within their own.
Yes. They have their own school, they have their own hospital, they have their own
Sure.
everything,
Sure.
yeah. Everything.
Sure.
Everything. Yeah. Yep.
Independent nation.
Yep.
Right? And again, what keeps them together is their faith, is the science that they live by, the wisdom that they live by. That's what keeps them together. And that's what keeps them unified. And any set of people that follows that wisdom the same way will be the same way.
Again, this young man is saying that he needs to join the reasoning, but I don't know.
Is that Peter?
Ross.
Oh, yeah. So what
Ross.
so you just need to click on. Hold on a second. Okay, so let me say. You know what? Because that is the. Okay.
Only listen.
What I put on there was.
You'd put just a YouTube.
Just a YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I texted you too.
Let me do that. Okay, let's see. Let me send this to him. Oh, you see, I thought I had. Okay. All right, let's do this now. I'll send it to him. Yes, my dear, I'm telling you. All right, here we go. All right, I sent that off. Use this link. Okay. Let's see who that joined. But yeah, I mean, again, this is what we need to do. We need to re-educate our people.
Mm-hmm.
We have to re-educate our people. And okay, good evening, brother Sean and brother Peter. Welcome to the program. Sorry, I didn't have the Zoom link in the first notification.
Okay,
That's
we're
right.
here.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sean. Good
Greetings.
evening, brother Peter.
Good
Blessings.
evening.
Good evening, Rita. Good evening,
Good
Josh.
evening. Good evening.
Yeah, man.
I was listening to a reading by a rabbi earlier on about the whole Purim and the reasoning behind Purim and the time of Purim and the importance of Purim to open that gate and to have to receive that light during this time, and it was so breathtaking listening to the reasoning,
Please
this morning.
share with us some of what you heard.
Well, it was telling you about Purim and Hanukkah, one being legs and a right leg and the left leg that balance out things within us. And it was so in depth, and it was speaking
Yeah,
about the
man.
same tree of life, or the tree of and the
Yeah.
tree of whatever. But
Yeah.
that tree really is the tree of confusion, according to because it opens your eye and put because Adam knew what he was doing, but yet still he was hiding. And knew that Hashem saw him, but yet still because he was confused after eating that tree and taking a taste out of that, he was confused and it's the opposite side, the same side that we speak about that we call Shaitan
Yeah.
and stuff like that, is we start imagining things now, and which is not real, but yet real. It went in depth, Josh. It
Nice,
went
man. Yeah,
in
man.
depth.
Let me
But
tell you
the
something.
look at them,
This
it went
wisdom,
in depth.
when
I'm telling you.
it opened up your heavens, man. It
Yes, it did.
open up your
It touched
heavens,
on
man,
some.
and expand
It,
your understanding, when you hear these
it,
things.
it, it touched on some things that um because I read a little bit of the Torah, the Kabbalah,
Yes.
and I'm the Kabbalah from an astrological standpoint, about a Kabbalah
Yes.
from an astrological standpoint and perception. And because I read other things, and I start read about Buddhism and Hinduism, Nirvana,
Yes.
Dhamma Shivaya, Dambyo Renge Kyo, and the link between all of that and Kabbalah and the Zohar. It's one and the same. If you get really depth,
Yes.
you understand?
At the core of it. Yes, at the core of it, indeed. Because truth is absolute, huh?
Yes, you have a personal relationship now. You ain't got no middle person. You got a personal relationship with the source.
That's it.
Yes,
The source.
and one
That's right.
yes, one you see, the Adon, it's a oneness,
It
And
is.
I tell people, yes, I tell people all the time, I don't see, I see a oneness,
Yes.
and once you acknowledge the oneness between yourself, a multiplicity of entities interrelated and interdependent upon each other.
That's right. A symbiotic relationship.
Exactly.
Yes.
There's no separation with God.
No.
No, there's no separation. And for that reason, that's why if in the event, and I've said that I see it work. I see it work. If Shaitan comes to hurt you and stuff like that, you look at him and say, "You're not real. I know Hashem is." And I'm gonna take himself, and I see that. I see that happen. I did that more than one time. Somebody come to hurt me, and I said, "It is God's will."
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I said,
We're under the protection of the Creator. And you see,
yes, at all time.
I,
And he's the person stick me up with a barrel gun, a 38 revolver with 6 shots in there, and he fired 3 of them, and all 3 of them were cold. He looked at me and said, "Get out of the place now." He
Wow.
was angry because he said like I was working with something.
Ha ha.
But he said I was working with something. Yeah.
Wow.
However, um, there are so many things that has happened in my life over the years, and I know I don't believe. I know Shem is real. I know the source of all things real and present in my life. Is an explanation behind the phenomena that I'm now overstanding to the fullness. Because I read about Purim and the casting of lots and all of that stuff and the opening of the door a long time ago. Yes, I even know about the God, the putting those two stones on the breastplate of the priest and all of that. I really know about those things, and if you really get into in depth, you can literally chart your future.
Well, that is why the Creator gave us the wisdom that He did, right? So that we can use it against the forces of darkness in this world. Remember, in Genesis 1, it says the earth was without form, void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. That is how it started. And then God said,
Yes,
let there be light. He was actually speaking to us because we
yes,
are the only ones that can allow the light in. You see, Malhut, it says, the Zohar tells us that Malhut, which is the realm of physicality where we live, which is the 10th sphere, the lowest level of the tree of life, was made in the image of the above. The only difference is this place is called the mirror that does not shine, the non shining mirror. Binah, which is also known as the world to come, we hear Yeshua talk about that a lot, the world to come, is the shining mirror. And when we, remember, light can only be revealed out of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So without darkness, there is no opportunity to reveal light.
Mm-hmm.
So when we find us, who was it I was listening to? My gosh, they were saying that, I think it was Joseph Yeshurun, Sefi Yeshurun. And he was saying that it's when we're in these moments, these times of what we feel as darkness, or what appears to be darkness. Because remember, darkness is just an appearance,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we want to
Shadow.
believe that it is darkness, then
It's
it
a
will,
shadow.
so shall it be.
Mm-hmm.
But we have an opportunity to think differently, right? To really understand what is happening and to reveal light.
Let your light so shine.
That is it. That is it. And your light is how you think, how you behave.
Mm-hmm.
the rabbi spoke about that today. The rabbi said it's our imagination and that creates the reality, and our imagination is the I and not me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because he, the rabbi was saying, when I say this, it is not really me, yet it is me. However, the whole scope of things is also caught up in the confusion that is brought about from eating that fruit and bring about that side, which is known as Shaitan or the
Well,
devil
well, think
or
about it.
whatever.
Think
And he
about it.
said that, yeah,
Think about this, right? The whole this game, and life is really a game. Okay, it's a game, a deadly game. The game could not be played without each one of us feeling that we're individuals, right? Even though we're all one, we appear to each other as individuals. And in order for free will, or the idea of free will to exist, right? The Creator had to conceal himself. Because think about it. If God was visible to us every moment of the day, could we do anything not right? Could we ever really make a misstep? If God was with us every moment, if we saw that he was right there, watching everything that we do, even though he does, but we don't feel that way, right? He's concealed himself.
We'd be on our P's and Q's, man.
We'd be on our P's and Q's every moment, exactly. So there would be no opportunity for free will. There would be none.
Authority would be too much for us to.
Too much. We couldn't. We would quake in our skin.
Exactly. Fear would set in that time.
You understand? But you see, his presence alone would so shine that we couldn't do anything wrong. We would just melt in the presence of his energy, of his righteousness. So in order for the appearance of free will, God has to conceal himself and appear as if he don't exist. And that is why so many people in the world believe that God don't exist. Because look at all the things that are happening in the world. People say, how if there was a God, how could he allow this to happen? How could he allow that to happen?
Why not stop it?
Or why doesn't he stop it? But then where does free will go? Mankind has to come to the place where he wants to do the good.
By his own free will.
Or by his own free will. When I tell you, people are waking up though.
Yes.
A lot of people are waking up.
And I am extremely glad for you to be way, way across the water and we're having a conversation right here.
Bless God for technology, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, Brother Peter.
The rabbi said the way, the rabbi was saying the way to this opening is through the Zohar.
The Zohar.
He was talking about, yeah, Purim and stuff. That's what he was talking about. And I was listening to everything, the origin, everything. And he said that the way is the Zohar. Yeah, and that is why Purim is the right place.
Your microphone not so clear though. I don't know you're speaking to a speakerphone or what.
Yeah, I'm cooking. I'm
okay, you're far away from the phone. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, you always are cooking, Mr. Chef.
Yeah, I'm making a
program, Joshua, man.
Eh?
I guess the idea people, him a chef, me a chef. Peter?
Oh, that Sean, you're a chef too, don't?
That's what I tell you, man. That's my lifelong path.
Oh wow, that's right. You did say. Well, let me explain. Let me explain quickly how Peter and I met. So I was in Jamaica, in St. Thomas, in Bath, St. Thomas, for the Mama Africa festival, annual festival, right? Big show with Luciano, Mikey General, some of the Morgan Heritage family, Prophecy. It was our big thing in Bath, right? On the 15th of February. And Peter was the chef that we hired to do the food. That is how we met. Peter is an international chef.
Peter was link up, I remember you said I give him the contact for me too. Because I share experience with everybody that is in the field of cooking.
Oh wow, that's wonderful.
Likewise, they share with me.
Yeah, man. So that's how we met.
I've been doing this thing here since I was 7 years of age. My mother called me in the kitchen and tell me, so the material that you cut off, and then I make that material and no more. I'm going to come in the kitchen and come help myself. Because I when grow up in our world, I just be eating out a paper bag and yam. Come in the kitchen, boy. And I never forget.
Listen,
that.
one of the best things a mother can do for a son is to teach him how to cook.
That's it.
So him don't have to depend on any woman to make him cook. No offense, Raquel.
None taken, but I love a man who can cook because you know that I don't like the kitchen. I don't go in the kitchen at all, so none taken.
When I first met my wife, I told her to stay up in the kitchen.
Huh?
I say you're so quiet on the topic.
No, I'm listening. I working, but I'm listening to Sean. But I'm here.
No,
Yes, sir.
every woman
But
must love
but
a
Joshua
man.
know that about me. I don't.
Yeah.
Cooking is not something that I don't, and I'm not ashamed to tell anybody that I do not like to cook. So anybody that I'm with, they know if you don't know to go in the kitchen, that you're gonna starve. So
Yeah, man. But no, it's my dad was an excellent cook.
Mm.
Um, I've learned to handle myself in the kitchen as well and able to cook for my wife. And I tell you the greatest pleasure I receive is when my wife tell me that my food tastes good.
Come on.
You know?
The whole family, when you sit and watch them eat a dish you create, and everybody is smiling and happy at the table, is the best feeling you can have
Yes,
with
it
that.
is. It is. It is.
yes,
It
yes,
is indeed.
yes.
And I want to welcome brother Akash to the call. Good evening, Akash. Welcome.
Good evening, guys. How's everyone
Hi,
doing?
Akash. Hi.
How are you doing?
Hey, everyone.
Good man. So Akash, I'm glad you came on. I wanted to ask you, how was your experience today at the Anabikoa morning prayer?
Yeah, it was incredible. Honestly, as the sun was coming up, the sun was rising as we were doing the prayer, and it felt empowering. It felt very good. I want to make a habit of this.
Well, it's there for you, bro. It's there for
Yep.
you. And
Hmm.
let me tell you. So again, for those of you who are listening for the first time, the Kabbalah community, um, we help one another. We gather and we pray together. As a student of Kabbalah, we learn certain things. These things are given to us to empower us. They're not given to us out of religion. Every tool, we are taught how to use it and how to benefit from it. And the tools are prayers, right? Prayers is a strong tool. Um, Certain rituals are tools, like eating hamotzi, bread with salt, and saying the Birkat Hamazon, right? The blessing after meal. That's a tool. Listening to the Torah on a Saturday is a tool because we're connecting to the energy for the upcoming week. What Akash learned this morning was a prayer called the Anabikoa. Now, the Anabikoa is also known as the 42 letter name of God because it has 42 words, 7 lines, 6 words each line. And each word is a combination of 3 Hebrew letters. 7 times 6, 42. Again, scientific. If you ever hear anybody say to you that the world is built on mathematics, they are correct. And the reasoning for that is because the world is actually built on the Hebrew letters. But each Hebrew letter has a numerical value. So you can say that the world is built on mathematics. And the 42 letter name of God, the Anabikoa, again, 7 lines. Each line represents one of the days of the week or corresponds to one of the days of the week. And each line also has a particular meditation and intention. And there are various secrets, various combinations, Hebrew letter combinations, that, for instance, the second line, okay, so the first line, Anabikoa Gidalat Yamaneka Tatir Surah, connects us to the tree of life reality. Understanding that everything is one. That's how it began, as one. The undifferentiated state. And then from there, everything branches off. The second line, the letters in a particular formation spell out Kra Setan, which means to tear away Satan. The the intention or the meditation for the second line is to disconnect from the reactive system, which is the system of Satan, which is our ego. Kabbalah teaches us that we should try and refrain from reacting to things. Don't let people push your buttons. Don't react to situations or what people say, because that is Satan's way of getting us in trouble when we react. Because we live in a framework, the world is built on a framework of cause and effect. And once you act, the universe has no choice but to respond to your actions. That is how it is built. It will react based upon what we say and what we do. So the second line of the Andabikoa helps us to not to disconnect from the reactive system, to not be affected by circumstances or what people say, right? The third line connects us to abundance, spiritual and physical abundance. Each line again represents one of the sphirot of the tree of life. Excuse me, not the full tree of life, but the 6th in Zeranpin and the 7th in Malchut. So the first line corresponds to Hesed. Second line corresponds to Givura. Third line corresponds to Tiferet. The fourth line, and again, each one represents one of the patriarchs or one of the spiritual greats in the scriptures. First line, again, which corresponds to Sunday, first day of the week, corresponds to Abraham, which is right column energy. Second line is Isaac, which is Monday, which is judgment. That's why they say Mondays, don't start anything that very important that you want to do on a Monday. Because on Monday is when division occurred. Right? Division occurred on the second day, which is judgment, left column. The third day corresponds to Jacob, son of Isaac. And again, abundance. Fourth line corresponds to Moses, and that is the sphere of Netzach. And that meditation is perseverance. They say Wednesday is hump day, right? Right? If you get over Wednesday, you're going downhill, right? Perseverance, persevere through what's going on. Keep going like Moses did. Keep going as much as the people them cuss him, and the man them claims, accuse him of sleeping with their wives. Them cuss him, say him thief, all these things. Take on too much to himself, but he kept on going. Right? Moses, perseverance. And the fifth line corresponds to his brother Aaron, the high priest. And that is the sphere of Hod. And what does that correspond to? That corresponds to divine inspiration. Because after you persevere through Netzach, you come to divine inspiration where you are now enlightened and now you are guided by the creative force. Because you've earned it. And then the sixth line corresponds to Joseph the righteous, which also corresponds to the male and the female sex organ, the reproductive organ of Yesod, which is the gateway between the upper five and Malhut. It is what takes all of the energies from Hesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, and Hod and funnels it into Malhut, which is where we live, which is the realm of physicality. And that is represented by King David. Malhut, the kingdom, where everything must be manifested, right here in physicality. And that corresponds to Shabbat and the seventh day. So these are the things that we learn because, again, knowledge is the key. If you don't know, you can't make the proper connection. You must know and know as much as there is to know so that you can take advantage, so that you can be a true alchemist and manipulate the forces of creation for good. Right? What most people know as the Star of David, and that is what you see on our logo, our K4J logo. It is truly called, its proper name is Magen David, which means shield of David. A Magen is a shield, and the 6 points represents the 6 sphirot of Zeir and Pin. Hesed, Givurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. 2 triangles, the upper triangle and the lower triangle. And Malhut is actually in the middle. So the reason why it's called the shield of David is because Zeir and Pin, which is what it represents, is the shield for Malhut. It is what protects Malhut. So again, these are all the secrets. And through the knowledge that you will gain by embracing this wisdom, by learning this wisdom, all of these thoughts are going through your head and they will come through for you in time of need. Even without you realizing it. And that's why study is so important. And to stay plugged in. Raquel, you said that the other night. You got to stay plugged in.
And just a side note, the Anabikor can be said anytime through the day, all day. If you're going through something, the Anabikor is there. I don't have, there's a app on the phone. If you have an iPhone, you can download the app. It's Dialing God. I mean, there's a charge, but I'm going to see if I can find something I can send so you guys can probably just take a picture of it and keep it on your phone. When I tell you anything at all during the day, if you're feeling down, if something is happening that you need just a relief right away, the Anabikor, just scan it. Yep. It is that powerful. That's right. That powerful.
That is right. That is right. And you know, imagine I was a Bible student and I never learned, okay, that the Anabikor is what was on the breastplate of the high priest. There is, and for those of you who know your Bible, there is the Urim and the Thurim. Right? 2 sides of the breastplate that the high priest used to wear. On one side was the 72 names of God, and on the other side was the Anabikor. And I really just recently, almost like within the last 5 years is when I learned that. Right? That's how powerful it is. And it says that that is what actually created the days of the week. So we're talking about very powerful metaphysical forces here in the forms of prayers, words that we can say and scan. If until you learn how to say the words, right, you scan it from right to left, because the Creator knew that there would be a people that didn't have the language, the Hebrew language, as their natural language, right? But he would want them to still benefit from it. So he set it up so that all you have to do is scan it with your eyes or listen to it. Because through the vibrational forces of the letters in our eardrum, we will benefit from the energy. We will connect to the energy through vibration, sound vibration. And so a person say, well, suppose somebody deaf. Well, they have their eyes. And a person say, well, suppose them blind. Well, that's a horrible tikkun to have. But for those who are blessed with sight and with ear hearing, can benefit tremendously from scanning or listening and even saying, right? And that's interesting because that's actually 3 levels of manifestation. Sight, right? Just scanning it. Second, hearing it. Sound, having somebody else say it and you hear it, right? And then third, when you're able to say it yourself, with your own words.
Exactly.
Right? Manifestation. And it's another reason why, people really need to watch their tongue. You know, the scriptures say that the most unruly part of the body is the tongue. And it's not the truth. Most most women would have say it's a male sex organ. That's the most unruly part of the body, right? But no, the scripture tells us it's the tongue. And who have a more vicious tongue than a woman? Actually, a woman who is scorned or a woman who is angry, right? Again, Raquel, no offense.
Some man worse though. Trust
You
me.
feel so?
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
in
But you have
general,
some,
in general.
in general, that's what they say. But trust me, you have some man where, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I can understand. You see, women will use their words because they feel they're physically less, capable of making a difference, right? They can't intimidate anybody with their body, where like a man can, right? So they use their mouth. And wow, it's but the Zohar tells us. The Zohar tells us that if a woman, say a man wife, depend him and I cuss him, right? It says that the woman is Hashem's mouthpiece. And if a lot of men would just recognize that, but because of the ego, it's hard for us to really understand that. And try and listen, right?
Do you mind explaining that a little bit more in detail?
You mean about the mouthpiece, the woman in the man's?
Yes, please. I'm fascinated.
Well, okay. Metaphysically, when a man marries a woman, he hopes to marry his soulmate. If he's lucky enough, he'll marry his soulmate. And Kabbalah teaches that the only time a man will really marry his soulmate is if he spiritually earns it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The man must do the work. That is why you'll find in Judaism a lot of these laws and prayers and things that we do spiritually are mainly for the men. Right? The men are commanded to do it. The women are not. The women can do it out of their own decision, and if they do, it's even greater. But the man is commanded to do it. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
metaphysically, the woman is the mirror or the reflection of the man. It says that the woman represents the moon. And what does it say about the moon? The moon has no light of its own. So everything that the moon displays or reflects comes from the sun. The man represents the sun, the male represents the sun,
Mm-hmm.
the female represents the moon. Okay? Now, Kabbalah also teaches that women are on a higher spiritual plane than men. Kabbalah teaches that women are on a higher spiritual plane than men. However, it is not reflected. It doesn't appear to be reflected here in Malchut. One, because the male has overshadowed the female from the beginning of time, right? From the beginning of time. And that's why a lot of people, when they read the Bible, a lot of women read the Bible, they say it's very male centric, right? Why is God a he and not a she? Well, the truth is he's both and neither, right? He has both in him, he has all in him. because everything that exists came out from him, right? Except for evil, which is what man does. Because, you see, evil and negativity comes from physicality. Without physicality, there really wouldn't be, would there be evil? That's a good question. Because they say that everything that, they say as above, so below. Right? So if there appears to be evil here on this plane, is there evil in the upper worlds? Are there?
Huh? It's in high and low places.
And yeah, I mean, if you reason it like that, right? Where else does it come from, right? And the reason why, you know, it's like rain and condensation.
Mm-hmm.
That the water that is here condenses and goes up, and then comes back down as rain. So it's like a recycling, right?
A cycle, yeah.
A cycle. So if we want, you know, them say, the reason why a person like a Donald Trump can come into existence, or a person like a Hitler can come into existence, is because the people desire it. Unfortunately, right? The people's behavior and their mindset creates that entity. It creates that entity and then manifests it here in the earth. So back to, you know, answering your question, Akash, the female is a reflection of the male. In fact, I tell you, I learned so much when I went to a Jewish wedding. And there is something called the Ketula. The Ketula is an agreement that is drafted up between the man and the woman. And in it, it has things like the man promising to take care of the woman and to give her her needs and so forth and so on. Everything that a man is supposed to do. I tell you, if that was brought into our culture, oh my God. And, you know, young men understood what their responsibility was, life would be different. Very different. So when the Zohar tells us that if a woman, like, you know, a man's wife or girlfriend or significant other is on his case, it's because she is Hashem's mouthpiece. God set her upon him. He might not like what she's saying, but there's truth in there. There is truth in there. Women are not as selfish as men are. Women are not as self-serving as men are. Women don't have the big ego like men have. So they don't have to deal with a lot of the ego issues that a man has to deal with. So, and it was the teachings of Kabbalah that helped me to recognize as hard as it was for the changes I needed to make in my life, because you've heard it said, happy wife, happy life. It is the man's responsibility not to make the woman happy, but to provide an environment where she can be happy and to provide for his family. And unfortunately,
preach it loud.
Hey, again,
you're chicken quick though.
Preach it loud.
It is a man's responsibility to create an environment where the woman can be happy. Because when the woman is happy, that's when you see true manifestation. That's where you see the woman making miracles for the household and the success of the family. But unfortunately, Not many of us grew up in Jamaica seeing that because our men don't respect our women enough.
Preach it loud again.
The truth, and we can only say the truth as I know it, as I've come to know it, because I wasn't always of that mindset. The wisdom helped me get there. Truly, the wisdom helped me get there. Because it took me a while. Thank God for the wisdom of Kabbalah, okay? Because, hey, you grow up in a Jamaican household, mostly males, you see the society, you see how men have children all about the place, you see how them don't respect them women enough. You grow up and you see these things. Yeah, in a lot of ways, you become what you see. So I was so thankful for the wisdom. I was so thankful that at an early age, I turned to the scriptures. Because God knows who I would be if I didn't.
Mm.
Just look at the Jamaican society today, for the most part.
Reality.
Just look.
They have no respect whatsoever for you, man. I can't tell you that. None. Absolutely none.
So again, we've got a long way to go. And that's why we have this program. Because people need to hear. They need to hear that there is another way to live. And to live successfully. And I'm saying we need to take a page out of the book of those people who follow the scriptures. We think Christianity feel them follow the scriptures. And believe me, they're so far from it. So far from it.
Revelation time.
And again, the Kabbalist is not waiting to die to go to heaven. The Kabbalist wants to stay here. And make things right. That's what the Kabbalist wants to do. And again, like Paul said in Romans 8:19, all creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Who are the sons of God? Those who study the Kabbalah. Those who understand the secrets. Those who are willing to lead others through this path. And to educate and to teach. And to help people to transform. Hey?
Seekers and pathfinders of the truth.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. So Akash, did I answer your question sufficiently?
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you so much. That was great.
Good. Yeah, it's believe me, the wisdom has humbled me a lot. Okay, humbled me a lot, and taught me to learn to listen more to my wife. I'm married now 39 years. Bless God. Um, by the grace of the Creator. Okay. In this day and age, that is a feat, and I'm so thankful that by God's grace, I've been able to keep my marriage together and, have a wonderful relationship with my children, Blianara, and, just wanting more out of life. I have grandkids now and, teaching them, although their father is Roman Catholic, when they're in my presence, they learn Kabbalah. They don't particularly like it, but they really can't do much about it. So, because I have to teach them the truth. I cannot know the truth and not share it with them. I never raised my children to be religious because, I was still finding things out myself. Even though I was a Bible student at 16, and trying to live my life a certain way, I couldn't necessarily say, that this is the way. I mean, I raised them, on Bible stories, to know the scriptures, the characters of the scriptures, and to be good citizens, yeah, not to be religious. Yes, we went to church, but it was just a different lifestyle. And you look at them now; they live their lives, like good citizens, and I share with them, not from a standpoint of you must do as I say, because living the life is the best example, right? Let them see it. Let them see how you live. You can't say one thing and behave another way. It's like last night, Raquel, you said that your daughter is like your mirror. If you want to know the truth about yourself, you ask your daughter.
100. Yep. He will tell me, even though I don't want to hear it.
She'll tell you the hard thing.
He will tell me.
Yes, but she'll tell
Yep.
you. Yeah.
He'll tell me.
And that's when you know when you're really maturing, when you're willing to hear it from somebody else. When you're willing to hear it from somebody else and not be offended when they say it. That's when you know that you're growing. Because truthfully, the student of Kabbalah is the one who has to be first honest with himself. You have to recognize where you are. Because if you don't recognize where you are, you can't move from that spot. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to know. You have to seek out your own negativity. So we have 10 minutes left. And I want to share, because tomorrow night is the great cosmic opening known as Purim. And as I shared last night, I think it's 1 Samuel in the Old Testament, where, after King Saul, the first king of Israel, is told to kill, the Israelites went to war with the Amalekites, and the Creator told Saul to kill off all the Amalekites, the king, the queen, every man, woman, and child, and even their livestock. Right? All their everything should die. And for many, it's very hard to reconcile. How can a commandment like that come from a loving God, right? To kill off all the people. Why? Because they're the enemy? It's what Amalek represented. Amalek, the Hebrew word, corresponds to the concept of doubt and uncertainty. In fact, last week's Torah reading, the Haftorah, the Maftir, which is the seventh, the eighth, considered the eighth parasha, the eighth reading, is the portion that says, remember what Amalek did to you. Where this is after they crossed the Red Sea, and where they, when they were going to cross the Red Sea, where he would come up behind those that were, slow and weak, and not as able, and he attacked them from behind. So remember what Amalek did to you. Remember what doubt and uncertainty did to you. And our biggest enemy is doubt and uncertainty. Because that's all Satan has to do, is to bring doubt into you. Will the Creator really come through for me? Does the Creator really have my best interest at hand? Even though things look so, dreadful, will it still turn out to be okay? Will I have food or sustenance for tomorrow if I share what I have with that person today? All of these things, doubt and uncertainty. And once we can overcome that, we will have created the vessel to receive abundance. And this time of Purim, one of the activities, for every holiday, there's usually an activity or a ritual that is recommended that we do to connect to the energy of the cosmic opening. For Purim, it's giving, it's sharing. And we're not just talking about our time, we're talking about our money or doing for other people. thinking of other people. And the thing that we hold on to the most is our money. So when you can part with your money at this time and give a donation to an organization that will help others, or you can give it to people, right? You don't necessarily have to give it to an organization. You can give it to a needy family or people that you know are needy. Giving is the way in which you can connect to this energy. Because Purim, again, when King Saul didn't kill the king, and the queen, he killed the king, but he didn't kill the queen. The queen escaped, but the queen was with child, was pregnant, and that child came to be, of course, with the anger, because she told the story, okay, of how the Israelites killed off the entire nation, tried to kill off the entire nation, and had a vengeance for Israel. And that person's name is Haman. And you can read the story of Purim in the book of Esther in the Old Testament. And there is a very wonderful movie that I recommend. You can find it on YouTube. It is called A Night with the King. A Night with the King. Search it on YouTube and you'll find it. Beautiful, beautiful movie, well done, about Queen Esther and what she did, and the whole plot with Haman and how he tricked the king to send out an edict to have all the Israelites killed. And the story of Mordecai, which is Esther's uncle, and how he, with the prophet Daniel, instructed the Israelites to fast for 3 days, and with special technology, one of which being the 72 names of God, right, to turn around the decree. And instead of the Israelites being killed, Haman and his 10 sons were killed. Again, you can find the story in the book of Esther. And tomorrow night and Saturday morning, we're going to be streaming the Megillah, which is the reading of the scroll of Esther. That's what it's called. The book of Esther is called the scroll of Esther. And I mentioned this last night, that there are only 2 books in the Old Testament that are written in Aramaic. The majority of the Bible, or the Old Testament, is written in Hebrew. Again, the same 22 Hebrew letters. But Aramaic is very special in that it cannot be interfered with by negative forces. Hebrew can. Prayers in Hebrew can be intercepted by negative forces, but Aramaic cannot. Because the Zohar tells us that the negative angels have nothing to do with Aramaic. Not that they don't understand it, but they realize they cannot touch it. It is off limits. And that is why the Zohar is written in Aramaic. Pure Aramaic. The Torah is written in Hebrew, but the Zohar is written in Aramaic. That gives us a direct connection to the source. Peter, I like how you said that earlier, where you have a direct relationship with the source. No intermediaries, directly to the source. We can use the intermediaries as channels. Rabbi Shimon, Jesus, Moses, right? Rav Ashlag, Rabbi Isaac Luria, any of the great sages, the Baal Shem Tov, right? His Majesty. They're all channels, but they're not the source. When we study, once we embrace the teachings of Kabbalah, we are connecting directly to the source. So again, tomorrow night is Purim, tomorrow night into the day. And if you want, I'm going to give out my phone number. And if you want to receive the link, a Zoom link, where you can hear the reading of the Scroll of Esther, which is highly recommended because it will draw protection on yourself and your family for the entire year, we can send you the Zoom link. So I'm going to give my number. You can also go to our website, www.kabbalahforjamaicans.com. You can get my contact number from there. But for those of you who are able to write it down, it's country code +1 516 965 5700. That's country code +1 516 965 5700. Send me a text on WhatsApp. Let me know that you are listening on the radio and you would like to receive the link for the Purim, the Zoom link for the Purim reading tomorrow night, Thursday night, as well as Friday morning, daytime, because we need to listen to it twice. We are recommended, or we are advised, to listen to it twice. Normally, we would go to the Purim costume party where, we hear the Megillah and then we drink. We drink wine to the point where we get drunk. Not stupid drunk, throwing up drunk, but drunk to the point where we lose our inhibition and we cannot tell the difference between Haman, which is the evil protagonist, or Mordecai, who is the hero. Why? Because they're one and the same. The truth of the matter is that they're really one and the same. One side of the coin. And we need to bring ourselves in this world. We need to differentiate between good and evil. Yes. But the truth of the matter is, it is all one. Just like how we are all one, even though we look different, we sound different, we're shaped different, but we are all one. So again, if you want the Zoom link, send me a text. Country code +1 516 965 5700. And I want to thank all of my guests tonight: Sean, Brother Peter, Raquel, Marcia, and Akash. Thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you guys come back again. Remember, we're changing the time from 9 to 11 p.m. and we've moved it up 2 hours, 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I want to thank you. I appreciate your time. And please come back again, because I know the people who are listening enjoyed the talk show more than just me talking.
Yes.
I don't want it to end. I want to keep learning.
Well, Akash, welcome to the K4J family. You have the morning Anabikoa calls that you continue to connect to, and you have the Zohar readings on Sunday night and on Tuesday night. But know that you can join that Zoom call, that Zohar call at any time, 7 days of the week, right? 24 hours a day.
No, not 7 days. Oh, you mean the Zohar, the one,
The Zohar
called,
yeah, the Zohar reading.
but not every day, not Saturdays. Saturdays Shabbat.
Well, it's funny because in some parts of the world, right, there's only a small difference in the time where there's not somebody on. Like, for instance, Australia, right? That is like more than 12 hours, right? Different from us, yeah? Or India.
Oh,
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Anytime a person, if they want to, they can connect, find someone on that call reading Zohar.
If you're up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep, we jump on.
That's right.
I do that all the time.
That's right. That's a very good piece of advice there. Because, the Zohar, again, it's magical. There's nothing like it. And if we use our limited mind to try and understand it and to say, how could this book or this reading or this language help me? No, that's not the right question to ask. The question is, Creator, help me to open up to this. That's it. Help me to open up to this. And your prayers will be answered. And you'll start to see a difference in your life. I didn't mention this before, but the Zohar can be found online. The entire text, the Aramaic and the English translation, can be found online at www.zohar.com, zohar.com. And if you would like your own mini personal copy of the Zohar, which is the Pinkasim, it's a small subset of the larger volume. Again, give me a call. Let me know that you would like a pocket-sized Zohar, and we'll get one to you. Even if you're in Jamaica, definitely we have people in Jamaica that have them, and we can make sure that we can get you one. Also, Shir Shalom Temple, the Jewish synagogue in downtown Kingston, has been a distributor for us of Zohars. So you can also get in touch with them. Tell them that you heard it on Kabbalah for Jamaicans. Tell them that Joshua sent you, and you would like to get a Zohar. All right. So friends, have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I hope that you guys will make yourself available for the reading tomorrow evening. I will send out a link because all of you are part of the K4J's chat. I will send out instructions as to when the Zoom or the stream will begin. All right, and believe me, you don't want to miss this. You really don't want to miss because, and in truth, it's really in preparation for Passover, because Passover will be exactly 30 days away.
Remember to share the link here and send me a reminder when you hear the phone go up. It's time, okay?
All right, Bridget. Yeah, man. I always send out the reminders.
Yeah, man. So and we can write down our affirmations and things here.
That's right. I'm glad you mentioned that, Peter.
Yes.
So Raquel, repeat what you heard that we should do.
So you're gonna write your affirmations on a piece of paper tomorrow.
And your desires, right?
Tomorrow and Shabbat night, Friday. And then you make a petition known to the Creator. And he says also when you're writing affirmation, after you're finished and when you're reaching out to the Creator, you open up your hands. So the palm is up.
Yes, I heard of that.
That's receiving.
Yes.
Like when we're saying the Ashrei.
The meditation for sustenance.
You're right, the Ashrei. And we open up our hands. Yeah.
So Raquel, please send it to the group when the time comes so we can look and say, right, time to go to this now, Peter. I have three little boys in the house here, so my mind, you know what I mean?
Yes, Peter. Yeah, man. We'll send it, Bridget.
Yeah, man.
All right, good job, here.
All right.
All right,
everyone. Blessings and light. One love.
Wonderful. It was wonderful.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Raquel. All right, man.
Good night, everyone.
Blessed and love, man.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night. Bless. And for those of you listening on World Vibes Radio, again, this is Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 to 8 p.m. in Jamaica. All right? And we'll see you again. One love.
Diaspora, we need some connection right now in this time. Cause basic commodity for the poor is getting harder to find. Gun trade run and get homes. A power struggle taking over. A man would rather to give you a bullet from his gun than to extend a thought to his brother. Yeah, man, stay connected, man. Kabbalah for Jamaican, man. We'll work it out, man. Brother Joshua, help us work it out. Yeah, man. Use this beautiful platform and help us work it out. Rastafari. Prophecy said that.